How are you, grade 7? Be safe at home. I hope that everything is okay. Today let's complete lesson 2 in chapter 18, the law of conservation of mass. What's meant by these words, law of conservation of mass? For example, if I get a piece of wood or log, then its mass equal to 30 kilogram. Then I will get a fire which is about 1 kilogram. Then after burning the wood in the presence of the fire, what's happening? There is a chemical reaction will happen where the log changes to be ashes. Excellent. And the smokes will be evolved. After getting the mass of each one of them, we can find that the log will be 30 kilogram. For example, the fire is about 1 kilogram and the ash will be 28 kilogram and the smoke will be 3 kilogram. What does it mean? If I get here the things that I get before the chemical reaction, which is about 30 and 1, they will be 31. After burning, it will be 28 plus 3, so it will be 31. So here what I want to say that the matter like the log cannot be destroyed. What's meant by destroyed means that its mass, which is 30 kilogram, after burning it will change to be 28, and also the smoke which will be about 2 kilogram. So it means that the matter doesn't destroy it. Another example, if I have the wood, a piece of wood which is burned in the presence of oxygen, so these two masses, which are the mass of wood and oxygen, after reaction it must produce the ash, carbon dioxide, water vapor. If I add these three materials together, I will find that their masses must be the masses of the wood and oxygen. So here the substances that is burned must, or its masses must equal to the masses of the substances that are produced. So here this is called law of conservation of mass. So again, what is meant by law of conservation of mass? It means that the mass, as you see, is neither created nor destroyed. What is meant by neither created? Means that this ash, it is not created, but it is coming from where? It's coming from the log. Excellent. So here the mass is neither created. I can't produce smoke from nothing. I can't produce the ash from nothing. They must come from another substance, which is the log. So again, here mass is neither created nor destroyed. For the wood or the log, after burning, it is not destroyed, but it changed to another substance. So this is law of conservation of mass, which states that mass is neither created nor destroyed in the chemical or physical changes. So here we must start and end with the same amount. Okay, here I said in physical or chemical changes. So let's complete our lesson about what's meant by physical changes and chemical changes. Let's start with physical change and see together. If I have here, for example, some ice, then I have 1 kilogram of the ice. I heat it, then it will be water. After heating, what's happening? Here the 1 kilogram of ice changed to be water. So what about its mass? It is also 1 kilogram. So as we said, law of conservation of mass, that the matter doesn't destroy it. Again, the ice will not be destroyed, but it changed from one form to another. After evaporation of water, it will change into water vapor. So here the same. The matter doesn't destroy it, the water doesn't destroy it, but it changed into water vapor. So it keeps the law of conservation of mass. Okay, but here let's speak about physical change. As we said before, we have physical properties for the matter, like the color, the taste, the density, the volume, the mass, and so on. And one of these physical properties is the physical changes. What's meant by physical change? It is solid or liquid or gas. So when we say physical change, you can understand that the matter change from one state to another. Here the ice in the form of solid, it will change into liquid. After heating, it will change into water vapor. Simply, this is called physical change. So what is meant by physical change? It is the change in which one or more physical properties, like as you saw the physical state of the water, it changes from solid into liquid into gas. So again, what's meant by physical change? It is any change in which one or more physical properties of the substance change. But here, after changing the water in the form of ice, what about its formula as you learned? H2O. Excellent. In the form of ice, it is H2O. So it is two hydrogen atoms and oxygen atom joined together. After heating, it will change into water. What about the water here? Also H2O. It means that it is still two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. After heating again, what is happening to water vapor? It is still water H2O. So this what I wanted to say, that here, but the substance's identity doesn't change. Just in the physical change, the shape of the matter change. Like if I have a piece of paper, after cutting this piece of paper, it is called physical change. After having or after grinding a piece of sugar, it is another example of physical change. After cutting your pencil, after breaking your pencil, this is another kind of physical change, and so on. Just we change the shape of the substance without changing its identity. Okay, so here in the physical change, it just affects some of the physical properties, like here the ice change into water. Here the physical property changes only, without changing the structure of water. Also, number 2, from the physical change, no new substance is formed. Another example, if I have some salt and put them in the water, just I change the shape of salt in the form of solid, I change it into solution. So this is another kind of physical change. Okay, the physical change also usually reversible. What is meant by reversible? As you see here, the ice change into water and the water change into water vapor. Can you change it again into water? Yes, of course. Water vapor can change again into water. How? By condensation. Okay, what about the water? Also, it can change again into ice by freezing. Excellent. So most of the physical changes are reversible, means that they can revert or change again from one form to another. Okay. What about the examples of physical changes in the nature? As you see, and as we said, the water cycle. What's meant by water cycle? When the sun heat the sea, then the sea water will evaporate forming water vapor. It will move upward in the sky, forming clouds. Then clouds will return back in the form of rains to the sea again. This is called water cycle. If you see each step of them, the water changes in its shape only, but it is still water. It is still H2O. It is still 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Number 2, like the erosion of the rocks. What's meant by erosion? Breaking down of rocks into smaller parts. If I have a piece of rock and break it down, it change into smaller parts. This is physical change. So examples of the physical changes in the nature, like the water cycle and the erosion. What about the physical change in the industry? As you see that if I get a piece of wood, can you change the wood into another form? Yes, of course, I can change the wood into table, into bed, in anything you want, into chair and so on. So here, changing the wood coming from the tree into furniture, this is an example of physical changes in industry. Another example, like changing the sugar cane into sugar. Here the sugar cane, yes, it has sweety taste. Like here the sugar also it has sweety taste, but we changed the shape of the sugar only without it changing its structure. Okay, this is for the physical changes. So again, simply physical changes, they are the changes of the shape of matter, a change of one of its physical properties without changing its inner structure. Okay, what about chemical changes? Let's take an example here for the chemical change. And of course, chemical change means chemical reaction. If I have here hydrogen molecule and oxygen molecule, after putting them together, what's happening? They will change into another substance, which is water. Again, if I have here hydrogen in the form of gas, but here this is oxygen, also this is gas. After putting them together in one tube and increasing the temperature and pressure, what is happening? It will change into new substance, which is water. Before the reaction, it was hydrogen and oxygen, H2 and O2. After the reaction, it changed into excellent water, which is liquid. New substances is appeared. So here, this is chemical change. So what is meant by chemical change? It is the changes that involve the formation of new substance. As you saw here, hydrogen, it's gas. Oxygen, it is gas. After reaction, it changed into new substance with new properties, which is water. So chemical changes involve the formation of new substance. So here the identity and the properties of new substance appear, which is completely different from the original substance. So here let's know more about this reaction. Here I have hydrogen. As you see here, there is one molecule, two molecules of hydrogen react with one molecule of oxygen to produce two molecules of water. This is simply chemical reaction to get water. From where? From oxygen and hydrogen. As we said, Is it chemical or physical change? Of course, this is chemical change. Why? Because it is produced from chemical reaction. Here, this is hydrogen, this is oxygen. What's happening? They appear or they form a new substance with new properties that we cannot find in the reactant. What about the chemical reactions in the nature? Of course, number one, which is very important for all the living organisms, especially for the plant. Number one, photosynthesis process. Again, the chemical reactions in the nature like photosynthesis process. Number two, like respiration process. So chemical reactions and chemical changes are very important for the living organism. Without photosynthesis process, nobody can stay alive. Without respiration, we will die. So chemical reactions in the nature like photosynthesis process. How can photosynthesis process is one of the chemical reactions? Because simply what is happening in the photosynthesis process? Here we have sunlight, which is the main source of energy, with carbon dioxide and water. So here we have carbon dioxide and water. What is the result? It will be sugar and oxygen. There are new substances appeared. So this is chemical reaction or chemical change. Okay, let's see more or know more about the photosynthesis process. As you see here, we have 6 carbon dioxide molecules which react with 12 water molecules in the presence of light, which is the source of energy, to produce new substances which are glucose or simple sugar, oxygen and water. So here we have carbon dioxide and water. But what about the products? They are sugar, oxygen and the water, which are new substances. So here, as we said, that we have chemical reactions, so it is a kind of chemical changes. Okay, as we said before, that any chemical change or physical change involves or must keep the law of conservation of mass. If you see here how many carbon atoms enter the reaction, excellent, there are 6. How many carbon atoms getting out from the reaction? Also there are 6. How many oxygen? Let's count oxygen here. There are 2 times 6, they are 12. Here also 12, so they are 24. Let's count oxygen here. 6, 2 times 6 equal 12, so they are 18. 18 plus 6 equal, excellent, 24. What about hydrogen here? They are 24. What about hydrogen here? Here there are 12 and here there are 12, so they are 24. So simply, any chemical change or physical change must keep the law of conservation of mass. Okay. What about respiration? At first, what is meant by respiration? And before speaking about respiration, let's speak about digestion process. After eating food, of course, this is digestive system. What's happening here? The food start to be digested in mouth, then esophagus, pass it to the stomach, then to the small intestine where the food is completely digested. Then what's happening in the small intestine? The food is completely digested, which is turned to or changed to go where? To go to the blood. The blood carries now digested food. Also it carries oxygen. Then the blood change to or start to distribute oxygen and digested food to each cell, where here in the cell respiration process start. What is happening in respiration process? Here we have the digested food, which is found here in the form of simple sugar, as you see. Then we said the blood carries what, or get what to the cell, or deliver what to the cell? Excellent. From the lungs to the cell, oxygen. Excellent. Then what is happening? Start to get or to make new chemical reaction. Here simple sugar with oxygen, which are changed to be three substances, which are carbon dioxide, which you get out from your body, and water vapor also, then energy. So respiration, simply it is used to get out energy from what? From digested food and oxygen. So respiration, as you see, it is a kind of chemical reaction or chemical change. What about chemical changes in the industry? Is it important? Yes, of course. Everything around you, it is a kind of chemical reaction. Plastic, pesticides, which kills pests, fertilizers, medicine, fibers, anything around you is a kind of chemical or example of the chemical change or the chemical reaction. Okay, finally, let's compare physical and chemical changes. Chemical changes, number one, they not easily reversed. If you burn a piece of paper, you can't change it again into paper. So it is not easily reversed, not like the physical, because after melting the ice, it changes into water. You can get the water again change it again into ice. The new products are formed. Of course, this is the main condition of chemical reaction to produce new substance. Here there are no new products are formed. Reactants used up. Of course, reactants here means the paper, or like here the wood that you burn. It will be finished after time. After complete burning, it will be finished. Here often just a state changes, as we said. Sometimes, especially during burning, heat and light and sound are produced. Sometimes also electricity may be produced. Also another reactions, precipitate may be produced. Here the example that I want to tell you that or like wood burning. Here like the ice melting. I hope that everything is clear. I'm waiting for your questions. Have a nice day.